Roger Grimsby. Today, the entire eastern seaboard is alive with talk of incidents of paranormal activity.
I'm the Ecto Tech. I'm feeling a little under the weather still, so my counterpart here from the Nerdbusters crew, the Rambling Nerd Anthony, he's going to do a full review for you guys for Hasbro for the 2-in-the-box, the 84 Spengler wand, and we're also going to take a look at the 2013 Matty collector stuff to do a little bit of a comparison. So I'm going to let Anthony take it away. So I'm just going to be your model for today.
And what a model he is. Ooh. Let's unbox this thing, see what you guys are going to be dealing with in the mail, what I'm going to be dealing with in the mail, and we'll go. So, Steve, roll that intro, please.
Perfect.
Who you gonna call?
I was saying to Greg before, this stuff, my friend has that. This is all Mattel's, and 2013 it came out?
Something like that,
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
maybe 2010.
You know. We're jumping ahead here, but that's kind of what I do. By the way, Christopher Lloyd on the PKE Meter. Nice.
Suburban Commando.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, I never know what to say, hence the rambling part.
That's okay. So really just want to show everybody the experience that they're going to be getting as a fan, just like Tony is here. So you open the main box up,
Yep.
and as you pull the stuff out, you know, Hasbro doesn't just make the toys. They go through a lot of extra work to ensure that when you get your stuff, it's in the same shape it was when it left the factory.
Yeah, this box feels very secure. Everything inside, I'm sure, is A-okay. So the 2-in-the-box comes in 2 boxes. Ha. No? Not even a pity laugh?
Sure.
Okay.
It's in real time, real life experience, the same experience you'll have.
And I lied. It's actually 2 in a box in 3 boxes and counting. So, 2 more boxes, up to 5. I'll have Steve put a graphic.
Sure. It's teamwork. It's twice the particle power.
And here we are. Last 2 boxes. Any preference? You want to go top first? What the hell?
Well, dealer's choice.
All right, top first. Okay, right on top we have the blueprints. Looks like a Ghostbuster Engineering ID card, as well as the tarot cards.
Yeah, the tarot.
That's the name of it.
Well, yeah.
As well as the tarot cards that.
Well,
yeah.
Psychic energy.
The psychic cards,
whatever you want to call them. Psychokinetic levels.
We have all the patches. You get 4 because every tier hit. We have the tubules to make this the Ghostbuster 2 version. Our cable, our stand, and one of the main attractions, the trap itself. Again, real quick side by side. The Mattel one from 2013, it also has nice weight to it actually. This one, you feel like this is a real piece of equipment. This thing has a lot of weight to it, and kind of like Steve was saying, I am wondering if I would have this much weight on my hips at a Comic-Con, but we'll get into that one later.
As long as I've had these, I've always thought of them as more of a display, but like when Tony said, this is more of a real life, actual piece of equipment.
Yeah. Okay, next up, we have the PKE meter as well as the pedal. We have the pedal for the trap activation. This one feels lighter, which I'm okay with. We don't need everything to be as heavy as that trap. When you guys and girls get it, you're gonna say, holy shit, this is heavy, and it is. So it's nice that this is lighter. We have the holster for the PKE to go on your belt. And this one, from the setup before, initial thought, again, the weight. This is the holster for the trap that'll go on your belt. And let's see if you can hear it. This thing is beefy. This thing is solid. I can hit Greg in the head with this and steal the Ecto. What? No.
Yeah.
No? Don't. I shouldn't steal the Ecto. Mainly because I can't move your other car out of the way. But, so if I had planned a little better, bonk, steal, and then I never get to do a video again because I can't advertise. And then also you have a stand for the PKE meter, side by side. Again, Hasbro just feels a little bit heavier in the hand, which I equate weight with quality. Hopefully I'm right in the long run. Yeah, let's slide over and see everything powered up.
Sure.
All right, so I say we start with the meter. And by the way, 3 AA batteries in this one, 4 AA batteries in this one. Oh, okay. Button on the right controls the arms going out. Pretty quiet operation. Okay. No sounds coming out of the Hasbro just yet. The lights are speeding, everything's speeding up on this one on its own, and that as well. Oh, you have a dial on the back of the Mattel one. Let's see. Let's do the fun part of this one. Flip up the red cover and taser mode.
Oh, there's a sound.
There is a sound. Ooh. Personally, I think these both feel good, but the build on this one, and again, it's hard to say this because 10 years have gone by. This, I'm sure, felt amazing at the time, and oh, you can't get any better. And I'm really not trying to knock anybody here. This does feel a lot better than the Mattel one right now. This feels plasticky, and granted, they're both plastic, but I don't know. Just the weight, the heft on this one, I feel like if I really needed to, worst comes to worst, I can beat somebody if I had to, if I absolutely have to. Somebody's at a convention like, oh, I didn't order one of those, let me get it, and I can try to fight them off with this.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Good plan. Solid.
Yeah, or just, don't bring the really expensive cosplay toys to Comic-Con, but, I'm sure somebody's going to do it. I might do it next year. We'll see what happens. You have a 3-position switch on the bottom, off, and then 2 on positions. This button will just turn the lights on, and then you can manually control the wings here. Starts to speed up. And these 2 are, like I said, manual controls. And then up here you have automatic, so power it on, and it's going to do its own thing. Raise the red cover on the back here, and we're going to start taser mode. So as you can see, I had the power on, but I didn't have anything on the screen here. It just takes it automatically into attack mode. And if we cool. Yep. And as you can see, like with the Neutrino wand for the Hasbro Proton Pack, if you hold it in taser mode too long, it will go into overload and automatically shut down. To get it out of taser mode, bring the arms one at a time to a 90-degree angle, and they lock in and retract all the way on their own. Thank you for reading for me. It's a bit of a struggle for me.
There we go.
No field of view. Okay, and now let's move it on to the trap. Now, this thing has some weight to it. This thing has a lot of weight to it, and I like it. So comparing the two, if I may, and even the Mattel one has some weight to it. This one just feels a little bit more sturdy. It feels like the next generation of a piece of equipment. Let's talk about it in those terms from now on. This is just an earlier version, and then the guys were working on stuff, and now this is where we're at. Even though I know it's 2 different companies, whatever. I will say, this connector is great. So there's a notch up here. This way you can't put it in wrong. Push it in, and then you have this collar that you slide up and screw in to really secure the cable into the trap unit. Whereas on the Mattel one, just pull it out and push it in. There's nothing else to do it. So if you're gonna hold up by the wire, this is the one to do it on. You can probably do it on that one for a second, but again, this one locks in, so I'd feel a little bit more confident doing it with this. Also to note on the display stand here, yeah, there are these notches for the wheels, but there's also a V-hook right here. So, like I was doing on a couple of outtakes, if you are trying to put it in and it's just not lining up, remember, you have a V-hook that you have to get into place. So, start from the back, let all the wheels touch, and then just roll it right up. And if you do that, everything syncs up very nicely. Should we turn it on?
Go for it.
Okay, this little guy over here is the volume, and you'll see this change depending on where you have this set at. This guy over here is going to give you 12 different ghost sounds, and there's also a position to just have it on random. Okay, very cool. These switches on the front all do stuff too. We'll let you find out that on your own. The main attraction. We have the pedal, which by the way, I'm not saying it's a poor build quality, but between the two, this one does feel a little bit more flimsy compared to the rest of the trap. So if you're gonna be like me, you're gonna use this at one point and you're gonna wanna give it that stomp that they give it in the dining room. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. It might survive a couple, but eventually, my guess, it's not going to survive too many, so be gentle with your pedal, folks. But run through your it'll run through its cycle. Now, if you have your foot on the pedal, push it again, it'll close it. Yeah. Okay. So if you have this selector switch on the front in the quick mode, it'll act like the Mattel one, which is to say, hit it again. So in quick mode, this one will shut down quicker, and then you have the blink and sound effect like from the movie to say that the ghost is contained. Interesting that when you hit that one, it still goes through a bit of a longer cycle before the trap door closes. So there's a hidden button under the handle here, so you can activate the trap doors without the pedal. Also, Hasbro included this screen, which you can put in, so I'm sure people are going to include some sort of fog kit that can go under here. And then you have this screen that'll slide right in and complete your effect. Now, you have a loaded ghost trap. You have to get it out of the wheelbase. That's where this switch on top comes in. You're going to push it towards the back, and then there you go. Okay. And then it is, since I've been talking this whole time about it, I will say this is nice and light. So all the weight is in the base and the handles, because I guess that makes sense, because the connector back here, all your wiring for the different sounds and whatnot. So, but yeah, this thing, nice and light. 4 AA batteries go in the bottom of the actual trap unit here, and that powers everything. That powers the pedal, all the sounds that you saw us just go through, so everything lives in here. And there's these 2 little wings on the bottom here. Line it up, slide it right back in. And you get that little animation to let you know you're ready to go back out on another call. Something else Hasbro included, 2 dummy connectors here. So if you don't want to have the wire in place, these don't thread, you just pop them over the ports for the wire on each piece. And you can have it in your display looking like it's ready to go. So that's a nice little touch. Something else that's a nice touch, this is the holder for the trap itself. The weight on this sucker is really nice. We have the strap here, just buttons onto the side. This way you can keep it from bouncing around too willy-nilly while you're walking around a con. And again, this thing just heavy duty. This is very sturdy. On the other end here, we have the PKE meter holder, and I guess this feels kind of just like pleather. You know, I will say it's very bendable, which I guess could be good or bad. I wouldn't mind if it did have some of the metal plating in the back here, but it doesn't. Having this in the holster is going to be so much better than what I was doing, which is just relying on the Spirit Halloween plastic hook on the back to just hang on to one of my dongles and not break. I was constantly patting myself down, making sure I didn't lose it along the way, so this will be a huge help. All right, before we wrap up, we have a 84 Neutrona wand. Quiet, you. All right, before we wrap up, we have a 84 Neutrona wand that he has yet to unbox, and since we're opening up Hasbro stuff, why not? So, I do really love how they made these boxes look like actual equipment cases. The 84 wand, as we've mentioned before, it's just a little cleaner. It doesn't have the masking tape around the side, the back, and the front grip is actually specifically for, I call it right-hand users because I'm a lefty. I like to hold mine like this, and total first world problem with the way that Hasbro has designed it. I'm holding it a little awkwardly. Are you a righty?
I'm ready.
You're a righty.
Yep.
So it's made for Greg, as is everything in the world. There you go. Work it, and then power her up. Okay, and they did keep all the same sound effects from the Afterlife wand, which was pretty cool of them, just for continuity's sake. I'm not mad at it, and again, it just looks much cleaner compared to the one that came with the Haslab pack. Overall, what do you prefer, the more rundown or the cleaner model?
I personally, I like the 84, 89 style wand a little bit more, just because, you know, that was what I grew up on, and that was my, we'll call it bread and butter, but
Right.
It looks great. It was a extremely bargain price,
Yeah.
and it really, like I said, it's a nice pairing too. If you just want a little bit more of a classic look, you put your Haslab pack in 84 mode, and then go to the 84 wand.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. I also really do I was hoping that this Haslab, which, by the way, I never said anything to you, but you kept that secret really well. I had no idea that this guy was involved in the current Haslab, which, by the way, I believe at last check it was around 9,200 people, give or take. I could be a little off, but it was close to 10,000. We have about 5 or 6 days left, so please go out, fund it. This guy worked a lot on it. He put a lot of hard work into all the details, and yeah, support your friends, support our friend. But yeah, I was really hoping for an 84 pack. I really, if you've heard me not complain, but if you've heard me like kind of beg into the atmosphere, I really want a real Ghostbusters set of stuff. But yeah, in a clean 84 pack, I would definitely buy one of those in a heartbeat, no questions asked.
I will say this, in my opinion of what's gone on here with Hasbro, is that the more things we back, the more things they're going to do. So if this Ectomobile is successful, you know, that's the way to get to an 84 pack. Or if you guys really want to spend some extreme money, that's the path to a slime blower, because if you know what it costs to build some of these props, something like the slime blower is probably going to be around about $1,000 or more. So, like I said, the road to getting there is through backing things like this, you know, and getting your feedback to Hasbro and telling them what you guys want, because they want to know and they want to build things that we want in the fandom, because these wearables, they're great. Because, like, you know, I got the hook on the belt here for the PKE and the Ghost Trap. You're not just getting one thing, you're getting a kit. And it's just the same thing with the Ectomobile. You're getting all the decals, both sets of roof racks, all the lights work. You're not just getting one model, and then you're also getting all the figurines that come with it. So you're getting the Library Ghost Slimer, Tully, and the 4 Ghostbusters, and the gurney, and the packs, and slime blowers. Like, there's just a bunch of things that are coming in the entire thing for I believe it's $399. And we all know that in the after sale of it, if you want more stuff, it's going to be out there in the open market, just like I'm sure these will be. You know, I'm sure people bought extra and they're going to say, oh, hey, you know, I'll keep one for myself, you know, and the other one's going to end up, you know, there on eBay. So I do think the stuff's going to be out there, but it can't be out there if we never back it in the first place. So I think that over time, message the Hasbro team, send them emails, give them, you know, actual, you know, feedback and say, hey, this is what we want. This is what we want to see, and this is what we'll spend money on, because they'll make it then. So, but I just want to appreciate, you know, Anthony coming out, taking the ride from New York over here to Jersey, checking out the Ecto 1A for the first time. And like I said, we just wanted to give you more of a, I'll call it non-biased opinion here of the actual Hasbro products, because this guy's not paid by Hasbro. But we were able to get one here for you guys to look at. If you're on the fence about the Ectomobile, they're going to be out as long as we hit that 12,000. But you guys are going to have this thing in your hand in the next couple of weeks, you know, regardless of where your location is. So thanks for tuning in. I'm the Ecto Tech. This is the Rambling Nerd Anthony. Thank you to the real Nerdbusters and the entire Ghostbusters community for tuning in. We're out. Thank you.